Hey, can you see me now? Sorry about that. Let me start again. Hi, I'm Sketches.n.Scrubs. I make weekly art tutorials, paint-alongs, and vlogs. It is currently 3:01 a.m. and I am packaging my happy mail for everyone who's joined on my Ko-fi this month. And given that it's so late, my family members have gone to sleep. Everyone's asleep, but I figured I might as well come online and then I can do this with you. It's really chill. Um, and then if you have any questions or if you just want to chat, then you can definitely do that as well. I put it in the community tab, basically asking you guys what you thought would be a good reward for Kofi or what you thought I was going to send. And some people guessed correctly, but most people actually thought I was going to send an art print, and I would have sent an art print. That's definitely something I want to think about doing in the future, but my printer doesn't work and I wasn't organized enough to get a printer. And in doing the option that I'm going to go for, I'm certainly not going to make a profit. I am going to make a loss, but not as much as if I were creating prints. So that is where we're at. If you're watching and you want to chill, you want to paint, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to chat, again, you're more than welcome to do so. Just figured it was better than just packaging on my own. Feel free to say hi. Let me show you what I'm doing. So this is a bit of a sneak peek. I have a video that I need to finish editing that I'll post later on today, and that will give you a bit more of an insight into some of these items. But for now, let me show you this bit. Can you see what I'm doing? So this is a complete one that I have done, and it has Jackson's watercolors. So it has the Jackson's yellow, which is PY154, raw sienna, which is PBR7, permanent alizarin crimson, which is PR206, permanent sap green, which is PB29 PY154, ultramarine deep, which is PB29, and then my all-time favorite Payne's Grey, which is PB151, PB19, and PBK7. And I've started making them. I've almost finished, but I started to get a little bit tired. So this is the permanent alizarin crimson deep. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make this a regular reward. It's very much a thank you for joining. So if this is something that you would like, then join today before I go to the post office and I will send you some happy mail. On top of that, on Ko-fi is where I'm building an art community. I create monthly challenges. We chat to each other. We share references. We share our art. We share our art supplies. And so much more. And I don't know, I just feel super grateful that people would join. Hence this little thank you. What's everyone doing? Is it 3 a.m. where you're at as well? Ultramarine deep. This is such a beautiful ultramarine. As I mentioned, this is a preview, so swatches and everything will come up later on today. But for now, you get an insight. Hey, Minty Choco Choco. Choco. Hey, Ike. Yes, I am doing dot cards. So for as a thank you for everyone who's joined the Kofi community, I decided to send them some dot cards. And as you can hopefully see, they're like chunky dot cards. I'm not trying to be stingy. So everyone who joins today will get some happy mail as well. 2 p.m. Where are you? Okay. And 7 p.m. Where are you? Minty Chocochu. I'm guessing US, but I can't place where 2 p.m. would be. Australia? I've never made dot cards before, but I must say it's oddly satisfying. Kali. Ah, New Zealand. Close ish. I was thinking it's odd. Yeah, they're super massive, but at least everyone who gets it will get a good idea as to how the colors work and do they like them. Now that they've started to dry, like the top ones have started to dry, they don't look as big as I wanted them to. So let me just add a little bit more. The other limiting factor is quite a few of the Kofi members are international. And the pricing is very strict. Like, for example, it says that, it has a price category for less than 20 grams, but the envelope themselves weigh 30 grams. So it's almost like every single gram counts. Thank you. That's literally what I'm trying to do. I'm like, oh, be generous. I wanted it to actually be happy mail. Like I wanted people to feel happy when they received it. Now, some people have said that they want Some people have said that they want a surprise. Other people have said that they want to know. So I figured if I do it this way and I make it very clear that it's a spoiler, then those who want to know can join, and those who want to await the mail can do so too. That one looks, hold on. This raw sienna looks a little bit tiny. Don't know if it's well, whoops. I don't know if it's because it's drying out or I was just tired. I'm just looking for some tissue. There we go. I'm going to put these to the side because I have some more to swatch. Just trying to find space where they can dry. At some point, I think I would genuinely love to just do regular happy mail for everyone who joins. Once I sort out shipping or once there are enough people to mitigate the shipping costs. That's what I will do. Next, As I mentioned, this is a little bit of a preview, but oh, some more. I've got blue everywhere. Hold on. Okay, better-ish. So as well as that, I've got some beautiful, beautiful paints that I wasn't expecting to be as beautiful as they are. And if you don't want a spoiler, look away. But if you do, look at this. Is this not stunning? Now, these are the Supervision watercolors. I've never seen anything like it before. They are absolutely beautiful. And my original plan was to just send the Jackson's watercolors. But then after swatching these, I thought it would be nice to send some of these as well. Um, they are quite expensive and the tubes are a lot smaller. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do massive dollops like I have done with the Jacksons. But I can certainly send enough that people can play around with these and see if they want them. I keep trying to figure out which one is my favorite and I honestly can't. Okay, let me focus. So I got some smaller dots for this one. And I think I will just do a random assortment of my favorites. I haven't created anything with them. I literally did this at 2:30 and I was bewildered by how beautiful they are and how I didn't know about them. Hey Willow, how are you? I hope that prep for finals and exams is going well. So I hadn't seen them on AliExpress or anything, but they got in touch and they asked me to try them out, and I was like, yeah, sure. And I wanted a break, so I brought them out to swatch them, and I was like, whoa, these are beautiful. So I'm including them in the happy mail. Of course, the only limiting factor, like you said, is that they can be quite expensive. So once they finish, it's gonna take a while for me to be able to replace them. But sharing is caring. P28. I had a system. What I was going to do is send people complimentary colors, if that makes sense. But some of them explode. So we'll see. Should probably make a note of what I'm swatching. 28. Uh-oh, still going. Okay. Okay, close it, close it, close it. And I mean, this is beautiful. This is 328. 328. They don't have names. Oh, good. I'm glad, Willow. No problem. I'm rooting for you. I hate exams. I have an exam ish next week, an essay due next week, which I am not looking forward to. There we go. So that's 28. Which one should I do next? I think this is like a really nice one. This one right here. Which is, I can't remember how I was going to do this. One might be 1 4, so it's 319. which is PG7, PB15, 319, which is PG7, PB. Thank you. I'm going to need it. PG7, PB15. What is the one on the left? Oh, this one. This one is 306. Can you see that? It's almost like it's got orange, gold, but also like pink. Can you see it? It's one of, I think, like roses with this are going to look absolutely stunning. 306. So I might as well include that. I was going to include my favorites, but it's hard to pick favorites when they are also beautiful. I don't really seem to be having much of a system at the moment, am I? Okay. This is one of the exploders. Oh. Let's see. Maybe now that I've opened it, the pressures, yeah, it's a lot better. Still trying to be generous with the dollops. And which one was that? 306. Let's find it. 306 here. Yeah, because of the lighting. It's so odd because they don't quite look. They look like glittery as well as metallic and also granulating. Because when I was looking at the box, I really did not know what to expect. But it wasn't this. Otherwise, I would have done this in the day as opposed to like before going to bed, because there's no way I can look at this and then like just go to bed. I need to keep track of what I'm doing. So 306. This one feels like an exploder. There we go. Let me put it in view. Can you see? Oops. Camera's betraying me. There we go. Forgive me as I arrange my camera. Well, that feels like a close call. There we go. Better, better. Might put two colors on one card. Oh, these look so nice. Okay. I really like this one as well, which is like blue, but can you see the hints of purple in it as well? It is 320. It's one of the exploders. And it is PG7, PB15, which is number 320, which is PG7, PB15. Should I do another one? 320, just PG7, PB15. And again, there's no way to do this and be neat as that. Hold on. All the ones that exploded are the ones with the PG7 and PB15 combo. I'm not sure if there's something about those two pigments being mixed together that gives beautiful results, but they explode. There we go. Should be fine now. I wanted to do this tonight so that they'll be dry by tomorrow afternoon and I can, ship them out. Because I find with international shipping, you have no idea how long it's going to take. Is it going to be a week, a month? But either way, I want people to get it relatively soon. So we've done this one, the 328 right here. We've done the 306 here, which I absolutely love. And we've done this one and this one. Should I do the 330 as well? Hold on, let me show you. This is me trying to lift it. This is me mixing it with the 320 with some really nice results. So maybe I'll do 330. Where is that one? Ah, here it is. 330. What's everyone up to this evening, this afternoon? I might do another one of these. Which is this one. Oopsie. Oh, wow. You know, I recently went to Choose and Keeping and they have this blacks palette, Sumi blacks palette. And that had me really, really tempted. And it did make me want to go home and practice mixing different colors just to see like all the different beautiful blacks that I could get. Right now, these are the Supervision watercolors. Let me show you the front. Supervision. Hi, Sapak. I'm currently doing swatches so that everyone who joins My Ko-fi community will get some happy mail in the post, and the happy mail is this: what we're looking at, dot cards, as well as um some artwork that I will probably do later on rather than tonight. So yeah, I'll do some paintings, send some dot cards, and some samples. Yeah, I know, it was so beautiful. It was honestly so hard to stick to my no buy. Um but yeah, no, I don't think my no buy is going to last um until Black Friday. But at least I am a bit more mindful about spending, whereas before I think it was kind of I was spending a lot, which I wouldn't mind like ordinarily. It's just that it's not what's normal for me. And also like I have a lot of expenses coming up. So I just needed to reset and get out of the habit of spending money. But it was really, really hard because I spent a long time there as well. They were so nice about it. But yeah, no, it was definitely challenging. Shall we send some 310 as well? This one here, PR146. Can you imagine the florals? PR146 should be the last. Oh, what is it? 310. 319. 310. Found 310. Okay, I'll do it on here. Feels so risky having so much paint everywhere. So 310, which is PR146. 310, which is PR146. There we go. Yes, I do still have that set, and I still love that set. It is really, really nice. You're meeting your sister after 3 years. Wow. What a wonderful way to renew. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, Ike. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely afternoon and catch you in the comments. But yeah, no, I really like the whole bind set. I like the way the colors mix. I like how like the transitions in the colors like really nice and natural and not too harsh. And I might do, shall we do some of the 301? And as I mentioned, gonna have to leave those two there. Today is your last chance to get some happy mail, which will be dot cards, as well as some artwork and my eternal gratitude. Oh, that is a very kind sister. It's amazing how different paints are priced so differently across the world, like Schminke in Germany, Holbein in Japan, Daniel Smith in the US, Winsor & Newton here. I guess it's to be expected with shipping. This is 301, which is PY3. Let me put it on here as well. 301, which is PY3. And oops, let's put it here. 301, which is PY3. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's even so expensive. I think it's expensive in the US as well. Like when I was looking for Black Friday, just because I was curious, and I saw one, Daniel Smith was half price. Like it was so much cheaper in the US than it was in the UK. And then Winsor and Newton was crazy expensive. And it just makes you think because like sometimes it almost felt like I was taking Winsor and Newton for granted, because I was like, oh yeah, you can get them anywhere, they're cool, they're fine. And then I look at the US, I'm like, oh, it's a novelty. 301, which is PY3, just making sure. $15 for one tube. That's ridiculous. That's actually really expensive. That's more expensive than Daniel Smith here, which is how much? £7 for one tube? But the tubes are so small. Oh, there we go. No way, really? I thought it was only cheap in the US. Well, not cheap, but cheaper. Shall we? Let me see. Trying to think. It's hard because I don't know exactly how many people will join. So I'm just doing estimates of the people who I know I've said they will definitely join today and the ones who've joined already. Let me add some more 306 here because I really like it. Oops. But then also I don't want to put too much because I'm gonna make half pans of these. The 15 mils are here, but they again PY3. My handwriting's terrible on there. This is what we have so far. Me at 3 a.m. And then these dot cards of these colors. I think, or I might do some of the. I think I've put every color apart from 304, this one here, but I might put that there as well. Well, you've seen my review, hence, but no, they are really nice. You won't be disappointed. What kind of paints have you been using at the moment? And then these are the other dot cards that I'm going to be sending. And these ones I can make thicker. Can you see, like, they're massive. And these are the Jackson's watercolors. And I think I will put the 304. And then, whoops, I'll be done. So you have a good mix of watercolors then. I wanted to try the White Knights and I have some Sennelier. I just need to actually be brave enough to use them, which I will be very soon, hopefully. Oops. Do you have any suggestions for Kofi? Or anyone have any suggestions on rewards? I'll split it into so that I can give it to two. So what I'm going to do is oh, they glaze. I've seen, who was it? I think Jane Beata. Yeah, Jane Beata. I saw her do some beautiful things with the Sennelier paints. 304. I think it's this one. There we go. Another one of the exploding ones. So what I will do is send people an assortment of these, send everyone the Jackson's dot card, send everyone a painting or a print, and that will be my thank you. Hey, can you see me? Thank you so much for joining these. Do you ever sleep? Hi, Patricia. Very good question. Not as much as I should. Not when I should, rather. I sleep, but not at the right time. What time is it for you? Aren't you 1 hour ahead? It's 4 a.m. 4:38 even. If I remember correctly. I can't remember what time it is in Sweden. But yeah, I just been swatching. And then from swatching, so my intention wasn't actually to make these dot cards. My intention was to do something else. And then after swatching the Jacksons, I was like, oh, I'll share the Jacksons with all my Kofi members. That's great. And I was doing that. And then I took a break from that to swatch out these, which are by Supervision. And then on swatching these, I was like, well, these are just too beautiful for me to keep for myself. So let me send some of them as well. Now, the tubes are a lot smaller and I am limited by shipping because I can't go above 100 grams. So I'm just sending some samples so that a mixture of different colors so that people can kind of mess around with them and see if they like it. I thought so. 438. Wow. A cool, light, fast, transparent red. I need to see it. I don't know a PR122. Oh, thank you so much, Will. I really appreciate it. I'm trying. I really am trying. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Yeah, I thought Happy Mail should actually be happy, happy. And I want to send my either my paintings or my prints. As I was mentioning, my printer doesn't work. So I can either try and force it or do original prints, original paintings for everyone. I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning towards doing paintings for everyone because I'm truly grateful for everyone who's joined Kofi. And the support is the reason why I'm able to keep going with YouTube. So I feel like I could spend a day painting for them. Doesn't seem like or painting for you if you're if you've joined Kofi. But yeah, I'm also open to suggestions because it's gradually growing and I am so excited about it. But at the moment, it's where we kind of chat, we hang out. I create monthly art challenges on there as well. We have a Discord where we share our art and we share like art supplies that we're getting or thinking of getting, or discuss pigments, discuss colors, the whole works, because there's an array of different people. So if you want to join, definitely consider doing so. If there was ever a good time to join, it would be now, because obviously I'm super grateful. And also because I am sending out the dot cards tomorrow. So everyone who joins today will get the dot cards and will get some happy mail in the post. But moving forward, all the rewards are digital. Um, I'm trying. I am trying, Patricia. Thank you. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. I think um yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. So I can't complain. I think it's also because I'm doing it on the side. So I work full time as a doctor, and then in the night I make YouTube videos. It may be Queen Magenta. I'm not that great with pigment names at the moment. Like there are some that obviously come to mind, like PY3s, um, like my core, which are the core yellows, PB29, which is the ultramarine. But apart from that, it's a more recent thing. No, I don't know anything about I know about the bean paints, but I haven't tried them myself. I've just seen videos of people who have tried them. Well, I'm trying to think of whose channel I saw it on. But it was a while back, and I watch a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm sorry, I can't remember whose it was, but I remember they came in like wood. If it's the one that we're talking about, like a round bit of wood, and then um the watercolors in those areas. Does anyone have any questions about joining Kofi? It's like a Patreon, but it's got less fees. So the features are very similar, only that I can also create a shop, which is where I've been putting the art challenges, although I put it for free, but at least I can create it in a separate section. But the fees on YouTube, 30%, so not a small amount. Um, and then Patreon is 5 to 12%, depending on which program you use. And then they take extra fees. Um, but then the luxury or the nice part of it is that it's more established. You say, I have a Patreon, and everyone's like, yeah, great, I know. And and you move forward. Whereas with Kofi, you have to be like, oh, it's like a Patreon, but their fees are 5%, and they're growing, and they're very much um it still has like the early on Patreon feel of being very much like creator driven and creator focused. So a lot of support. They keep making changes. Did you say you've joined? No way. Thank you. I can't, it hasn't come through yet, but thank you so much for joining, Patricia. Honestly, every time, if you were to look at, can you join Kofi from anywhere? Yeah, you could join it from anywhere. In fact, most of the people who've joined are from the US. I don't know why my UK folk, I mean, there are some from the UK, but as in general, it tends to be people from the US. I have someone from South Africa, from Canada, but yeah, primarily the US. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Let me know if there's like a particular pigment that you want me to send you, then let me know, and I will write your name on the dot card so that I remember. Or will you hold on? I'm going to move myself for a second so that you can see and you can tell me which pigments you want. Perks of being on here. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I love Prussian blue. I love it in gouache especially, but also in watercolor. So Patricia, this is for your benefit. If there's a color that you see that you want me to send you the dot card of, then please just let me know, and I will swatch it, write your name on it, and post it. Likewise for anyone else who wants to join. And then give me 1 second, because I made the mistake of leaving the light on. I'm back. Whoops, sorry about that. As I was trying, what I was trying to say is that it's currently scorching in the UK, even though it's ridiculously late. So it's super hot in the UK, and I made no provision for it. So I have no fan. I have nothing. It's just so hot. And thus I left my window open, but because of the lights, all the bugs were coming in. So I just went to close the window. You can I want to be famous. Thank you. um, let me see. Anything purple in the purple range. Okay, no problem. I'm going to make a note of that because I love some. So there's one really nice purple. This one. Yeah, no, this heat is unreal. And I think it's more because it's hot and there's nothing, like there's no fan, there's no AC, there's nothing, there's just you and the heat. Which no one in the UK is used to. Honestly, there was it was going to thunderstorm the other day and I was so happy because I just felt like, you need, when there's like breeze after. But unfortunately, literally ran for like rained for 5 minutes and then that's it, stopped. But I'll do that. I think that one is 302. Did I do any 302s? I'll make another one. Hey Nicole, welcome. Hey Colleen. Oh, this is so cool. Names I've recognized. I can't tell you, like, when I make videos, I'm thinking of you guys. Does that make sense? I'm literally like sitting down and imagining that I'm talking to you and remembering what you've said in the comments and what you're doing. And so it's so nice when we're live because we get to have that interaction live. Just making dot cards for everyone who joins Ko-fi today, the membership. How are you, Nicole? Welcome. I saw that you went back to the archives. You went back to my really old video. In fact, my very first video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your kind words. And Colleen, have you finished your pet portraits? I am looking forward to seeing them. But what am I doing? So 302, Patricia, is the purple, and that is what I'm going to do for you now, I'm gonna make it massive. I love purples as well. It took me a while to realize. And then I looked back on my Instagram feed and there was like a strong purple theme. And I was like, oh, oh, you're trying to get warm and I'm trying to cool down. It is so hot here. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I feel like it's changed, but I also sometimes go back on my videos and I still like them. I still enjoy them. I did a review of my past year, I think in March maybe. And it was so nice to look back on those videos. Like I actually laugh at myself. My niece, when she was like 1 or 2, would tell a joke or think of something funny and then burst out laughing, laugh for like a good 3 minutes and then say like, oh, I'm so funny. And I was like, I never understood. And then I started doing that as well. I was like, I am actually funny. Like I find myself funny. Um oh, a decent travel watercolor brush. Um it depends on your budget. The one that I use are from Amazon. They're just like generic range normal brushes, which I use for my watercolor, but I also use for my gouache. And I'm not that precious about them, but they come to a nice fine tip. They don't shake or wiggle. So they are, I think, a set of four for £20 or so. They are linked in my video called How to Travel with Art Supplies, I think. But if not, I'll link it for you. So I'll use that as like my first and foremost cheapest set, and that's here. And that's these ones. Let me show you. So they came in 4 sizes, and when I got them, they were on sale. So they're a round brush. It says it's a size 12, but it actually almost equates to like the size 10 of everything else. And it is, oh, let me see. So it comes to, I just need some watercolor paint to show you. So it holds a decent amount of water. It comes to a fine tip. It works with gouache. So it's my go-to. Then I wanted to get one that was slightly more expensive, and the only reason is because I wanted a filbert brush, not because there was anything in particular wrong with this. Now the one that's more expensive, I'll show you in a second, is slightly better made, slightly heavier. I wish I had. Unfortunately, my top-down tripod has given up on me, which is why I keep moving the camera. This is the 302 for you, Patricia. And Patricia, have you got confirmation? Because it hasn't come through on my side yet. And before I noticed that for some people they thought they had created it, but they hadn't, so they weren't actually getting any of the perks, even if they had paid. But Will, let me show you this for 1 second and then we will continue chatting, guys. And you see, I don't know if you can gauge that it's still soft, softer than my normal. Do you see what I mean in terms of like how much it's bending? Softer than like my normal gouache paints. My normal gouache paint brushes, sorry. And then it holds a lot of water. It can come to a really nice fine tip. It can get finer than that still. But then also have big things. So let me try and do that again, hopefully in frame. Sorry. So starting here, you can see, I'll go this way. Thin, push down, Thick, thick, thick. And I'll do that again, this time properly. Getting some more water on my brush. Doing a thin line, lots of water. Thicker line, thicker line, thicker line, thicker line, thicker line, thicker line. And it's still going because there's still a bit of water. And then it gets dry there. See? So this is my first and foremost travel brush, and the reason that I love it is because I don't have to worry about damaging the bristles, right? Because they get protected in this. Then the step up from that is the Pro Art ones. Let me put you back. Hi team. The Pro Art ones are the gold ones, are these ones. And again, works really nicely. This one is like a little bit heavier. You can feel that it's like better made. There's literally no wiggle. It feels nicer in the hand. Is it heavier or is it lighter? No, it's actually lighter. Yeah, it's lighter. But it feels like well weighted. And I only got it because I wanted this shape. But it's very good. And these are 14. If you want La Creme de la Creme wheel, then Escoda. I can't afford them at the moment, but I've seen enough urban sketches with them to kind of see that that's why. Tried signing up for your Kofi and it was giving me errors. Oh no, it kept telling me it was putting. Oh no. I don't know what the problem is either. It. I'm sorry. There's been some technical difficulties, but I think it's also from my side in terms of like I'm sure that there are simple solutions. I just don't know them as of yet in terms of with Kofi. Yeah, no, I can't afford a Skoda, so I would probably go with the Amazon one if you're not bothered and you want to use it for mixed media. So you're going to use it for gouache as well. But if you're only going to use it for watercolor and you want something that carries a lot of water and you're working on your water control, then probably the Pro Art is a nice step up from that. But it doesn't have as many sizes. I think they only have like one size, but in 3 different shapes. Oh, thank you, Patricia. But Will, what colors do you want? And I missed some chats. So as you tell me what colors you want, I will go back and catch up. You haven't finished Tiberius, but you will send me. Oh, you've emailed me, Kermit. I need to check. I am literally falling behind on emails and DMs. More so DMs because for the past 3 days, I just didn't go on Instagram. I wanted to kind of detox from it. And then I realized I was missing messages. So I jumped back on. Nicole, any questions you ask, feel free to ask me. Any questions you have, feel free to ask me. I love talking about YouTube. I love talking about how to grow on YouTube and what I use and what worked and what didn't work. I'm literally an open book. I will never get offended. I will never feel like you're trying to steal from me. So anything you are not sure of, please feel free to ask me. I created a video actually called like how to start a YouTube, where I basically went through everything I wish I knew when I was starting. That would have kind of saved me some time, but I didn't know until now. But better late than never. Do you have refill brushes with water? I'm curious if they work. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh, I'm like a hoarder. Um, this is in theory also, Will, this is potentially an alternative. But I would still it depends. I like them if I don't have a way of carrying a pot of water with me because it will still allow me to paint. Do they work? Yes, they do work. I use them by adding water into the barrel and then you squeeze the water and it comes out at the tip. When I started off watercolor and urban sketching, this is pretty much all I used. To clean the brush, you can either just add lots of water and like wipe it on the palette, or it's more helpful to carry like a paper towel. So as you're adding, you can kind of just wipe the end clean. They do work. The water control is a bit different because obviously as you squeeze, the water's coming through as opposed to you using it like a normal brush. If you want to use it like a normal brush, you can. But if you're going to do that, then I would probably just get one of the travel brushes instead. Uh, I think I have caught up. What is my size? What size round brush is my go-to? It is a 12. Do I have it to hand? It's a size 12 round brush by Princeton Neptune. And again, it's not a massively expensive brush, it's very affordable. In terms of like, I feel like things that made the most difference to my art, that's what I used to determine how I was increasing my budget, if that makes sense. So, in theory, I should have improved, I should have got better quality paper before I got better quality paints. Like paper is going to make a bigger difference. And I did to an extent in that I went from non-watercolor paper to watercolor paper, but I don't use 100% cotton paper as much as I should because I'm still trying to get over the fact that it costs so much. But having started using it, it's really, really nice. But all this to say that the last thing on my list is brushes. And only now am I starting to invest more and more in brushes. So I was using like really cheap brushes from the works for my watercolors initially, and it was just so frustrating. And my compromise, or the way that I got around it, was I would just get a good quality brush, one or two good quality brushes that I can use for pretty much everything, and then I won't have to upgrade them for a period of time. And that's what my Neptune Aqua Elite were, because I think when I got them, they were on sale. So they were probably like £7 each, which to me felt astronomical when I was buying like a set of 10 brushes for £3. But anyway, so I bought those and they are my go to for the most part. And now I'm slowly improving my paint brushes. But all I wanted is for it to hold a decent amount of water, come to a fine tip, be round, especially because I do a lot of like botanicals and I use the shape of the round brush to do that, and not lose any bristles. I think coffee is meant to be like this idea of coffee. I say coffee because to me, if I say coffee, then people start writing like, spelling coffee the normal way, which is not what it is. Where is my uh I don't have my round brush to hand. I'm moving, so everything is everywhere at the moment. But that's the oh no, here they are. So these two brushes pretty much I used for a year solid. But that's what that means. But actually the term coffee, which is not related to coffee, is born on a Friday in Twi, Ghanaian language. Um, I believe born on a Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, well, these are the brushes. So this is the size 12, the bigger one. But I like it because it still comes to a fine tip, so I can go big and go small. And then this one I used for like finer details, even though in general it's still big. Uh I'm scrolling up. Will, even if you haven't signed up, if you're going to sign up, um, then that's fine. Or message me to let me know which colors you want. But I'm happy for you to pick them now. You guys don't really strike me as liars, so if you're gonna sign up, I believe you. Uh, an everyday vlog. S- Okay, I'm reading Nicole's comment. You studied art and design and fashion. I'll still have a few art supplies. What's your business, Nicole? Do I have art and craft supply, the stash market? I mean, we have art and craft shops. We have art supply shops, and I'm sure that somewhere there are art and crafts. Um, I know that they have like what do you call this? Almost like a fair, like a big fair every so often. Um, but none near me and none often that I have found. Like it's always been like me Googling and then seeing that there was one a year ago or 2 years ago, none of them near me. But yeah, I would love to go because I also wanted to like see about buying secondhand art supplies because they are expensive. It does rack up, and I'm sure that there are plenty of pre-loved art supplies somewhere. And I keep going to charity shops, and they always look at me like I'm crazy and say no, they don't have any. So I keep an eye on eBay. I recommend going out and having and painting. It is a lot of fun. I mean, I love painting indoors as well as outdoors, but I do feel like when I started urban sketching and I started um painting outdoors in general, like plein air or whatever, it just made me appreciate being outside so much more. Like I had such a good time. I started discovering London, even though I'd lived in or near it for over 2 decades. I never really like went out that much or paid much attention to my surroundings or saw why people were always talking about London. And then I started painting and literally everything started looking so much better. I even like stopped. If you're on my Instagram, you'll have seen a few months ago, I sent a picture of this lamppost that looked like almost like the colors that were in it almost looked like a lighter version of Cascade Green. So it literally looked like someone had painted it with granulating paint. It was so beautiful. I have walked past that lamppost for 2.5 years. I have never seen it. And on that day, I was just like, look at all those beautiful colors. So I definitely agree. Will go out, paint, have a good time. Yes, Patricia, it's wordplay. Oh, I'm excited for you, Colleen. You've got some really, really good art supplies. Yes, like Kwame on Saturday, Patricia. Hey, the unknown artist. Where am I moving to? So I'm moving to Surrey-ish, esque, for work. I move hospitals every year. We don't really get a choice. Well, that's not true. We rank where we want to go, and then according to our needs and the needs of the hospital, they match you to somewhere. So usually I move every year, but last year and the year before I didn't because of COVID. um I just commuted for ages, which was exhausting. Do you need to paint in order to be a member of on Kofi? No, of course not. You can do anything that you want to do. Sorry, the way that what I envision, um, and that may very well change with us as we grow, is just a place like this that's a bit more private where we can do more things. So, for example, on YouTube, unless I am doing a live stream, we can't really talk. Like, you can send me comments, but it's not like live, it's not like texting or anything else like that. If you write me a comment and I reply, and then you reply to that comment, I don't get a notification to say that you've replied to it. So I actively have to go back on comments to see if anyone's replied to me. So there's just a lot of ways for me to like be disconnected. So what I wanted it to be is one, a community where we're more connected, but two, also as we evolve in our art skills, we share. So if you enjoy seeing other people's art and you don't want to do art, that's fine. If you enjoy drawing, then that's fine. The art challenges that I've been designing, I provide more like themes and directions on what I am either studying or what I am inspired by, and then encourage you to do the same. So I will never be like, this month we all have to um, paint florals using X, Y, and Z. It will always be more of a suggestion of, say, if I decide that I want to paint florals, it might be that we're focusing on still life and etc. So no, you don't have to paint in order to be a member. You just you can just join. Facebook Marketplace, I have checked. Most people don't like to post for some reason, but yes, that is definitely a resource that I keep looking at, as well as eBay. And I've also tried to look at Amazon used, but I haven't seen anything on there. Uh, okay, cool. I'm glad you found it, Patricia. Thank you. Um, I want to go to the Van Gogh Interactive exhibition. My plan was actually to go this week, but I couldn't. I couldn't brace the heat. I was like last week. I had a migraine. I'm sure because of the heat and doing night shifts and everything. And I was like, I'm not risking it. I'm just going to focus on packing, unpacking, and all that stuff. But I definitely want to go, and I think it's only up for a few more days. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Patricia. I'm so excited. I wish you guys could see my family chat because every time someone joins Kofi, I message the family chat where me, my siblings, and my mama, and I sometimes just call. Like if someone replies and it's like, "Oh, yay!" Then I like call them. I'm like, "Can you believe it? Someone has joined. This is amazing." They're really supportive. Oh, you want to send me art supplies? That's very kind, Will. Um, I do and I don't. But if you email me, shall I give you my email? Then I will sort that out. As in, I did, and now that I've moved, I need to find another one. Um, Caveat obviously, no one has to send me art supplies, but if you want to send me art supplies, I will not say no. I have recently actually got quite a bit of happy mail, which I can't believe. It's just honestly, I feel like there's a quite a few new faces. So just to like start off, I started painting again during the pandemic. Obviously, I was living well, not obviously, I was living alone and it was pretty much just go to work, got moved into the COVID area and yeah, I'd come home, have nothing to do, and I've always loved art. So I started painting again, drawing again. And then from there, I went on Instagram and discovered this wonderful community of artists. And from being on Instagram, I then eventually felt passionate enough to start a YouTube channel. And I was and ahhing for a few months, but then which is unlike me. Normally I just start doing things. But then eventually I decided to start. And for the first month, it was just me and my siblings and my mum that were watching my channel. And still I was so happy. Like my first video, I think in the first month had like 30 views and I couldn't believe that 30 people had watched my video. And I honestly till this day it feels amazing because you grow from nothing, right? And then the second month it was 9 subscribers. So, you know, two more people. And then the third month it was 13 subscribers. So it wasn't like a quick rise to to what you see here. It was very slow and gradual. And each month I would post four to 4 to 8 videos. And gradually we've built up. So I'm still in awe that we have this community. Like I still can't believe how nice everyone is. I still can't believe that I have art friends. And I am very grateful for you. If you could only paint with 3 primaries for the rest of your life, whoa, what would they be? Ah, that is a good question, Sathak. Mine would be, I don't know if they would make sense. Okay, mine would be lemon yellow. Um, I want to call it quinacridone rose, but is that actually the name? Let me bring it out. Was it called permanent rose? Anyone know what I mean? And hold on. Whoops. There's something about it. Thank you, Will. There's something about it being 4:15 a.m. I can't even believe this. That is making me a klutz and making me forget. Okay, here we go. It would be lemon yellow, permanent rose, no, quinacridone rose, sorry, and see, this is the tricky thing, right? Because I feel like I want Payne's grey, but I feel like what makes sense is to pick a blue. Now, if I were to pick a blue, what blue would it be? That is the question. And I feel like the right answer is ultramarine, but I don't feel like that's the answer I would actually pick. In fact, I know that's not what I would pick. So I would maybe pick, and I don't want something as intense as a phthalo blue. I don't want to copy your Prussian blue, although I think that's a good shout. Um, where are you, Will? Um, hmm, hmm, maybe phthalo blue. It's gonna be a phthalo blue. I don't know if that's a decision I would regret, but I feel like it would have to be the primaries with a twist. Permanent rose is a must. With the yellow is an absolute must. Let me put all these away. 10:15. Yeah, no, it's you must be in the US as well. I feel like you may have told me you were in the US before. Um, no, it is so late and so warm. But I really wanted to create these swatch cards so that at least they will dry in time to be posted. Look at that. I don't know why things like this get me excited, but they do. But Will, do you have a preference on colors? Missouri, US. Barcelona. Oh wow. I went there 12 years ago and it was beautiful. And so much like life. Like it was so lively, day, night. Everyone seemed really happy and friendly all the time. It was just a really nice place to be in. Thank you for joining, Nicole. Hope all is well with regards to the errand. And yeah, usually in my lives I paint, but honestly, this was me creating dot cards and wanting to hang out with you guys. Sometimes my lives are a bit selfish, like this one. Sometimes they're less selfish, where I actually do paint. But if anyone has any questions um about Kofi or joining, also it's yeah, that's what I'm trying. My choice of primary colors that work well together. I think they'd be the same. So lemon yellow, permanent rose, and probably ultramarine rather than phthalo blue. Like ultramarine is the color that makes sense to me. Although I don't know, I think because it granulates a lot of the time, it's not always my go-to, but they do work well together. Okay, cool. I'm glad everything is okay. That's my aim, Patricia. So you'll see, like I have a section, for example, where everyone's sharing their reference photos, which is really nice because we're from all different parts of the world. And someone, for example, has sent stunning pictures of Egypt. Someone like scuba diving, so they've got like underwater photos as well. Someone's been painting for years and years and years, so literally sees like the most interesting subjects out of everyday things. Like we'll literally go around and be like, oh, look at the light and shadow in this. Then obviously I love florals, so I have got a tons of pictures, and we're doing the art challenge, which has been good as well, just seeing people's interpretation and people's work on that as well. I've been creating, my aim is to create one video a month on Kofi. But that is also because I'm cutting down on the videos I'm going to be creating on YouTube. I think this month has been unreal. I think I've created 12 videos. So it is an all-time high, but it is just absolutely not sustainable. I can't believe that like for a month is going to feel so novel to me. And yet that's what I've been doing for so long. Please do, honestly. If you feel compelled to share, then do so. If you don't want to, then again, no pressure. Like, I just want it to be a nice, happy, safe art place for everyone where we can talk freely, we can share our art. And I don't know, sometimes YouTube feels a bit too open, right? Um, so that's why we have that there. But yeah, I'm so look at that. Yeah, I really was not expecting these supervision paints to be as stunning as they are. So that was a really pleasant surprise, which cost me an extra 2 hours of lack of sleep, but definitely worth it. And then these dot cards, slowly but surely drying. And can you see that there's I have a thing of dot cards where I bought some for a lot of money, and then when they came, it was more like they'd taken a dry brush and swept it across the paper. So you got barely anything. So that's why I was like, I don't want my dot cards to be associated with that. Like I'm actually giving good amounts of paint. Thank you so much, Will. Yeah, no, my aim, and you'll notice that the videos I say see you next week because really and truly in my head, I want I feel like one video a week is what makes sense. That being said, I have so many ideas and there are so many things that I want to share that I think will be helpful, um, that I'm feeling like passionate about at the time. And so I I create more than I should. Um, that was part of it. The other part of it with Kofi was that it would help me be a bit like get a bit of a balance because yeah, I want to continue doing YouTube, right? Like I want to continue it, but it's not cheap and it's not free and it's taxing. So that's why I really appreciate everyone who does join. Like I appreciate everyone who watches. I appreciate you all anyway, but honestly, everyone who also goes the extra mile to support financially has a special place in my heart. So thank you. Hence why I'm doing all this. Someone even messaged me. She's very kind. I wonder if she's going to see this live stream. I'm in two minds as to whether I will post it or whether this will just be a one time only. Those who watch it will know about it and those who didn't catch it won't. But someone messaged me and was basically saying that, you know, they they don't want the happy mail because they're worried that I'll lose money by making it, that I have that, you know, they're worried that I would end up giving so much I'd lose money. And I was like, they know me so well because really and truly, this isn't this isn't for profit. But sometimes you just feel like super grateful and you want to say thank you. So this is what I'm doing. I'm still gonna try and figure out a way to like thank her, even if she won't take anything of monetary value from me. But yeah, that's the kind of people that we have on Kofi. Yeah, no, she's very, very sweet. And literally, yeah. And so helpful on YouTube and on Kofi and on everything. But yeah. Um, and it's so funny because she was mentioning how much I was working before I officially told anyone about Kofi. And then I was like, hey, look, I am aware that the risk factors for getting tired are there. I'm creating a lot of content. I have no free time. I'm awake at 4 a.m. Um, and I am aware that just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean that that you don't get tired. And that's why I have Kofi. So she was so happy about that. And then obviously I now start Kofi and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna give you dot cards and I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna give you that because I'm so happy. Like, what can I say? I want to spread the joy. Um, yeah, you stopped uploading because it gets too much. No, I do get that, and it's with YouTube. If you stop posting, then everything drops. you can have like really good videos, but as soon as you stop posting, it's almost as if YouTube completely disregards you. So it's and then also I like consistency. Like I love Grey's Anatomy, for example, although I haven't watched it in a few months. And part of the reason that I love it is the fact that it's been going strong for so many seasons. I like the fact that you come there and then you look at something and it's there, like week in, week out. Shonda Rhimes gonna be there for you, and you keep going. And that's what I want to be. Like when my favorite creators take a break, I appreciate it that they're doing it because they need to take care of themselves. But I also love when a channel just keeps going. And that's what I want to keep doing. So in thinking of that, 12 videos will not continue. I don't know. It's just genuinely that I get super excited and I have so many ideas. Um, but yeah, 12 videos won't be a thing. I cannot sustain that. But I can do one video a week again, like I did before. And I can do videos on Kofi as well. And I will try and balance it with more live streams that are perhaps a bit more organized, because what takes my time is the editing. I'm very, very, very slow at editing. It takes me 10 to 20 hours to edit a video. So to edit 3 videos a week, the only reason I've been able to do that is because I had some time off this week, which I spent editing and painting and everything else. Um so yeah. Yeah, YouTube is very unforgiving like that. And I know they say that you can create evergreen content that people will find useful forever. And that's true to a certain extent, but that's just not the case. So, yeah, things for me to improve on: one, like organizing my time better; two, cutting down my editing time. And yeah, um, and then also, I must say, my aim is to have the Kofi and YouTube. I know some people were worried that I would then, because YouTube doesn't make me much money and Kofi could potentially make me more, that I would then just stop doing YouTube. And I don't, I enjoy this. So I want to keep doing this. I looked at the portable painter. I have looked, but I haven't bought as of yet. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Minty. Minty Choco Chew. I don't know why I struggle to say that. Minty Choco Chew. Thank you so much for joining. I can't see it yet, but it might be because I am live. Um, but will I have looked, um, but I haven't got them yet, as tempted as I have been. So I will need to double check. And just to clarify, you guys joining as members? You became, oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I can see both of you joined as a member. And I can see, oh, Connie, thank you. This is unreal. I can't believe this. I'm sorry. I also have to like be mindful that I'm on the internet, right? Like I can't like yeah. You're sweet. Thank you so much. Minty. Thank you, Minty. Sorry, I don't know why I'm struggling. Um, no, I've seen all their kits, but I haven't used them. If I'm thinking of the one that you, if I'm thinking of the right one, um, let me look at it so that I can remember why I didn't get it. Oh yes, um, I want to get it. It's on my wish list to get it at some point. I didn't get the one. I didn't get the one where you kind of put it that kind of straddles your thigh, because I didn't like the whole like clip thing. And I already have, I don't know if you've seen my travel palettes video, but I basically have quite a few travel palettes already. And I kind of felt like they opened up a bit nicer and they were slightly smaller. So that's why I went for those. But that being said, now I kind of like the fact that in theory would just be held in place on your hip, which is why I started considering it. But obviously, I'm cutting down on my spending, so I haven't got it yet. And then the other one, the smaller ones, I like small, but not super small because, like, I feel proportion, like, actually, that may not make sense to anyone apart from me because I feel like I'm 6 foot tall. I have big hands. I don't want to struggle with a tiny palette and a tiny brush. So I need something that will take at least a good size of half pan. I think it's the same reason that I didn't get the flat one. Part of me wants to try, which is the art toolkit, not the portable painter. Part of me wants to try, but like quarter pans and everything, I don't want to struggle that small. Like half pan is as small as I want to go. Whoa, Will, that's amazing. I hope that you've enjoyed them. And I hope that, what's it called? Did you watch my lives? Because sometimes I wonder if I seem very different on live versus my edited videos. For one, like, unless you watch all the way to the end and you see my bloopers, I do kind of tend to edit to seem a bit more presentable when I'm when I'm trying to do my real time normal videos. Thank you so much. I am so, just in terms of, for everyone who has joined, just to make sure that seeing as I have you on live, it may be easier to explain certain things. So Kofi is like the platform where you log on where it links you to my account. So you're able to see the shop, which is where I put the art challenges. On there, I've also created a free like mini ebook of my pictures from my time in Venice that you have access to free. Go enjoy. In there, there's also my painting, and in the shop, I have also uploaded my peony guide. So this is like how to draw peonies or how I draw peonies, and all that is available for you for free on the shop. And I'm going to be uploading the challenges every month on the shop that you can download as a PDF, if need be. I'll also like summarize it in other places. The other thing that you need to get is a Discord. So Discord is a separate platform which you can then attach to the Kofi. And I think on Kofi it should tell you like, oh, this creator has Discord. Would you like to create it? So when you create it and you join and you attach it to your Kofi, it will attach you to mine as well. So you will be able to see the kind of server or like the chat room, if you like, that I have created. And that is where we're all talking. That is where we're sharing the art and everything else. So on Kofi, you'll just see like the updates that I put on there, and you will see the ebooks and the challenges that I upload. But as for where the pictures go and the references and the chatting, that's all on Discord, and you have to connect the two together. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Patricia. Oh, thank you so much, Will. I'm so glad that you've like said hi. Honestly, I feel like, oh, I like getting to know you. So thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, my sister, I think when I started off, I can't remember which video it was, but my sister was like, oh, yeah, you seem like more like yourself. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, you chat, like you're very chatty. And I was like, I'm not chatty. Like, she was like, nah, 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 you are. And then I reflected. I was like, oh, I can do lives and sit here and chat with you guys and have a perfectly good time. I had the option of just doing dot cards in silence. And I was like, no, I want to come on YouTube and chat with you guys, and we can discuss art supplies and we can discuss Kofi and we can discuss everything rather than me just sitting here in silence doing dot cards. I mean, that would have been relaxing, but not fun. And I wanted to have fun with you. So I'm glad that my personality comes across. I wonder if these are dry, but yeah. I'm so excited by this. Like, yeah. Yeah, one of my, I mean, I say regret loosely, but when I I can't remember when, but a few months ago, I want to say, Roman Jackson's had a Roman Schmall sale, and I was like, "What's Roman Schmall? I ain't heard of them. Whatever." Completely ignored it. Got emails about the sale, ignored it. Just kept ignoring, and then I bought the Roman Schmall. I tried it, and I was just thinking. I got flashback to all the sales that I had ignored about this wonderful brand, and I was like, "Why?" If only I had known. They are so good. They're actually right here, in fact. Why are they here? Because I was going to do some florals. I wanted to send some florals as a thank you as well. I may do, the only reason I may not is weight. I need to weigh how much the dot cards, and I need to weigh the dot cards to make sure that they don't go over a certain weight, because then the shipping will just be too much for me. And I feel like it would be better to have paint than to have my painting. But this right here was what I was going to use to do it. And as you have seen, Will, these are the colors that I have. And yeah, I love them. They are not as popular as they should be yet. I totally agree. Oh, you bought the hard. Thank you, Minty. I hope that you like them and that you enjoyed them as opposed to regret. But I keep my paintings right, my paints right here by my side. I also have my schminke. I must say I only have one granulating schminke color, which you will have seen in my comparing videos, but the other colors are just so creamy and so minty, and I said minty, so creamy and easily to re-wet and beautiful. So yeah, it was between these two palettes. Which ones? I think the only reason I'm trying to like use the Roman Schmall more to just get really comfortable with them, and then once I'm really comfortable, I'll probably move to another one and another one and another one and another one, because I want to be proficient at all of them. Guys, the sun is starting to rise. This is the problem. What is wrong with me? I have so much to do today. So I'm going to edit the video that's going to go up later on today, God willing. And I'm going to do the paint, well, weigh everything to see if I can actually do a painting to send. But if not, then everyone will at least get the dot cards. Minty, did you tell me what colors you want? I don't feel like you did. If you have a preference as to which of the supervision colors you would like to receive, then please let me know and I will make a note of it and send it. Which actually reminds me, this one is for Patricia. And it's the 302. It's weird the things you commit to memory, isn't it? It's the 302, which is PB15, and it is for Patricia, so that I don't accidentally mix it. Now, schminke are really, really lovely. But what I would say, Sathak, is that so are Holbein. Like, honestly, I feel like if I were to be a beginner again and do this in a more money conscious way that makes sense in terms of buying paints, I would probably buy like one set of primary color paints from a reputable brand, right? Like if you're going to buy professional. So say for example, if I bought my primary set from Holbein, I wouldn't then buy another primary set from Schminke. I then a primary set from Roman Schmall, and then a primary set from Winsor & Newton. What I would instead do is buy one primary initially, if I was thinking about money wise, and then having done that, I would then see what is special, or like the special colors in the different brands, and buy those. So basically mix and match a palette, which part of me feels like, oh, I can't do, but the other part of me feels like that is what makes sense. So for example, if you're like, oh, I really like granulating colors, then have your primary can be Holbein, although they don't really granulate, but your primary could be Holbein because you're getting them, and then look at some of the Schminke colors, or look at some of the Roman Schmall colors, or look to see which one is professional grade and easiest to get for you. So, for example, if I was in the US, I would probably be happy with Daniel Smith. I wouldn't also get Winsor and Newton. Um, but then Daniel Smith has some really beautiful colors that Winsor and Newton doesn't have. So I would, instead of getting the whole primary set in Windsor in Daniel Smith, I would just get the special colors that they have. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Um Minty, does that mean you don't want any? Because that's also fine. Um I should have said someone did say they don't they don't want to receive anything because I'm gonna be negative, but I don't mind. Hey, the board crafter, welcome. Thank you for joining. Tell me what time it is where you're at and where you're at, if you don't mind telling me. I'm curious. Okay. If you do think of any rewards that you're looking forward to, then please let me know. And also, Minty, Patricia, Will, when you do join, there is a post which basically has the links to the Discord, but also I created a Google form just so that I can make sure that you have access to everything and I can change Kofi accordingly. So if you don't mind filling that out when you have a chance as well. Yeah, exactly. So Kurokoi is quite different to Winsor and Newton. I haven't tried the Arteza, so I don't know about them. But yes, you see, that to me would make sense. Did I follow my own advice? No. This is what I would do in retrospect. I don't have full set syndrome, so it's not that I want the full set of anything, of everything, but I do like having sets that make sense, I think. Like I like having a red, a blue, and a yellow in all the brands. Even though that's the complete opposite of what I just said. In my head, I feel like that's what I would do. Hey Delia, welcome. Hi Nicole. I hope that he got the fuel okay. Yes, still here, but I am going to go soon. I think I'm wrapping up because otherwise I will not I'll be exhausted later on today. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be I'll probably get to bed at 5, wake up at noon. You're in the UK. Oh my gosh. Why are you awake so early or late like me? Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, you must be Patricia. Windsor and Newton are nice. I would be happy with them being my staple, but I do also love Daniel Smith. Like I really like them. Not conscious. I think what I need to be more aware of is like consciously figuring out why I like things and why I don't like things. So, for example, I realized that I was reaching for my Daniel Smith a lot. So I had them in a palette with my Cotman. The idea being that I would have this palette where I have professional paints if I feel like using professional paints, or I would have cheaper paints for experimenting. But when I would open it and be faced with those colors, immediately I would be like, I want to use Daniel Smith. And then I realized I was using like really expensive paints on like rubbish paper or whatever. So I had to like separate it to figure out why. But yeah, yeah, I'm not surprised. They're so nice, but I wish they were cheaper. Oh, thank you so much, Will. That is a lot to watch in 48 hours. I must say, my lives are always spontaneous. I get the feeling, and then I'm like, I need to go live. Like today. This is the latest I have ever gone live. To start a live at 2 a.m., absolute madness. But it felt necessary. And I'm glad. How else would we have spoken? Yeah, I like the Van Gogh. I haven't used their tubes, but I used their palette. I mean, I have the palette, don't need to bring it out, but I used their palette. It's actually the reason that I kept painting. Because when I started, I used such terrible watercolors. The Amazon had 1,000 reviews and said it was 4.6 stars. I don't know if they were all bots. I can't really explain what it was, but it was so chalky and so bad, and the colors were always so like muddy. um that was quite easy to get discouraged. And then for some reason I got the Van Gogh set, and there was just such a massive difference that I started feeling more passionate about art, about my art, sorry. And also I didn't feel like, oh, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought I was. So Van Gogh will always have a special place in my heart for that reason. Yeah. It feels hot in my room, but it could be because I'm under studio lights. Oh, who was it who was playing around with blacks? I can't remember. Someone was mixing was swatching. I think, was it IK? Sorry, my memory is usually better, but I'm a bit sleep deprived. Yeah, no, they definitely do make a difference. And I mean, it was so, so profound. I think that there are some like like I feel like yes, there will be a difference, but also I feel like sometimes perhaps you could be a bit too whoa. Did you just I was like, thank you so much. That's incredible. I can't did you mean to do that? I can't I feel like I need to hide my face. Thank you so much, Will. That's so kind of you. I can't. Yeah, thank you. I'm honestly so grateful. I feel like I'm being watched by millions of people, and I'm so happy. Thank you. But yeah, no, I'm really grateful. Thank you. Honestly, I can't even. I'm just yeah. Thank you. It's all I can say. It's I'm not I don't know why it's always my first thought, like, oh no, someone's done it by accident. I'm like, I don't know how to give refunds. I'm gonna have to figure. But always, my first thought is like, oh no, is it a mistake? But no, thank you for confirming. It's not a mistake. No, thank you so much. Honestly, guys, I appreciate you all so much. For talking to me, for asking questions, for engaging, for donating. Yeah, I can't thank you all enough. You're making such a big difference, more than you know, more than I can express, and not just financially, but in so many other ways. So honestly, thank you so so much. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I feel like the only thing that I ever shy about, I guess, is my like everything to do with my art, YouTube included. It's still very much a secret. You guys know about it. My immediate family know about it. Nobody else does. I don't know. It's something that I really do keep precious, like hold dear, um, and I think that's why I also get shy because it means so much to me. So thank you. No, but this is the thing. What that will probably cover is the cost of envelopes for all the dot cards. I was like, oh, you know, yeah, humbling. There's yeah, even I feel this way even like, I receive some happy mail and I can't express it. And I think honestly because I would say it's because I'm tired, but it's not. It's just because I can't express how I feel. I just know it's a good feeling and I'm grateful for it. But yeah, I don't know why. It's yeah, please feel free, Nicole. Most definitely. Or if not, DMs it I may take a little while to get back to you, but I will get back to you. I have an essay because I'm doing a master's at the moment. So I have an essay due next week that I should really do. So um I'm gonna cut back a little bit and then come back if that makes sense, so that I can actually not fail my masters. um yes, humbling is the word and grateful. And yeah, I don't know why. I do still feel shy. Oh, thank you, the board crafter. I will try. I feel like people will be waking up not knowing that we've been here for the past 2 hours. Oh, thank you so much, Will. I loved my time in Venice. I still look back on it to like, when you look back on something and you just feel the joy that you felt at that time and you feel that inspiration. That's literally how I feel. So I still look back on it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I don't. Good night, Patricia. Sleep well. I do tend. Uh, I'm doing a lot, and then also at the same time, I'm not. Like, I don't have kids or other responsibilities, so I go to work, I come home, I do YouTube. I should do more of my masters, and then I go back to work. Oh, good night, the board crafter. Sleep well. It's lovely to meet you. And Nicole, editing questions. Yeah, sure. I'm happy to answer. I'm not where I want to be with my editing yet, but I am definitely happy to impart whatever wisdom I have. I use iMovie, so I'm using the free software at the moment. Yeah, 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 I did do a video. It was about how to start YouTube. So it's basically like um my recommendations for starting. So definitely it was meant to be or it's going to be part of a series. Like there's definitely more that I want to add to it, but then I got distracted by other things that I wanted to create. Yes, that's true. And I paint Sandfly. Very good point. Um what I want to do, what I want to try and do is because I used to paint and draw a lot more before YouTube, but obviously editing takes time. So, had to cut somewhere. But what I want to start doing is I have a couch now. So I want to like actually dedicate some time to creating art where there is no um expectation. Like, do you know what I mean? Like just create art, be messy, whether it be a YouTube video or not. In fact, I want to try what I was thinking is that it would be nice to try and dedicate some time a week to create art that I'm not going to share. Do you see what I mean? Because um I feel like otherwise I don't want it to get to a point where I'm just creating content and not creating art. So I want to like try and carve out some time to create art. And then also, but then I also see YouTube as like an art form, if that makes sense. Because I'm mixing my art and then I'm expressing it in through video and then I'm editing it in my style. So it's a mixture of both. Yeah, I will check the emails in the afternoon, Will. when I when I am conscious again. But yeah, I will definitely respond. Thank you. Mm. Am I doing it on an iPad? No, I'm doing it on a Mac. I could not I could not do it on an iPad. I mean, it can be done, and I know that people do it on their iPads and their phones, but I love my Mac. It was a very, 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 very generous gift from my mum 6 years ago, and it is still going strong. Don't get me wrong, we have our ups and downs. Editing a video takes 2 hours to save onto my computer, and then it takes 2 hours to upload onto YouTube. So when I finish a video, it then takes 4 hours before I can actually get it on YouTube, which is why sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, it will come today, and then it actually doesn't come because one time it took 20 hours to save. So somewhere down the, but I don't know, and I need to check with someone who isn't me. I don't know if it's because my Mac is older or I'm missing something. Or it's just normal. Yeah, no, am I easily distracted? Yes. Yes. But quite a lot of them, the it's not just a question of or being distracted, to be fair to myself. It's also that I have like 20 unedited videos. So it's making the time to edit that. Hey Linda, welcome. When did I start painting? I started painting during the pandemic, that dreaded time. I was mentioning it earlier that I was living alone and obviously wasn't going home because we didn't know anything about what was going on and how it would affect who it would affect. So I was pretty much alone. And then I would go to work, and because of the pandemic, I got moved from my department to the emergency department. Um, like, yeah, for a few months, and it was basically work and then come home and do nothing. And I used to love drawing when I was younger, and I wanted to do art at I think you guys call it senior year, like what you do before college. So I wanted to do it when I was like 17, 18. But I also wanted to do medicine, and my school wasn't very good. My school, as in no one had done medicine for the past few years. Like it was quite difficult. It's quite difficult to get in, and they were really happy that I was not only focused on wanting to do medicine, but that it might actually happen. So when I said that, oh, I also want to do art as well as the sciences, they were like, absolutely not. We're not risking you potentially failing because it's very coursework heavy. So anyway, I didn't do art, I wanted to. And then during the pandemic, I had more time and I started painting and drawing regularly in secret. So I didn't tell anyone. Um, Started an Instagram, but didn't have my face on there or anything like that. Didn't tell my family, just as a way to um, express myself. And then I continued painting. And to be fair, I was looking back on my sketchbooks as well to get a better idea of what exactly triggered the drawing. And I think that although I started drawing and painting regularly in the pandemic and I did the 100-day challenge in that period of time, um, my sister had for a birthday gift the year before, she'd actually taken me and the family out to do painting together because she knew that I enjoyed painting. So for my birthday, we all went out and painted. And I think that sparked it off, but I didn't have time and I was busy and didn't think it was something I could do regularly. So there's literally like 10 paintings from 2019, maybe eight. And then 2020, it ramped up. I have the new iPad Pro. I cannot wait to get a MacBook. Honestly, I take my MacBook everywhere. I go to work with my MacBook, even though I sometimes don't get to open it. I watch TV on my MacBook. I do YouTube on my MacBook. I love my MacBook. And I've even used to like understand the big deal. Like I am cheap at heart. Like I really am. So I I would not buy myself I would not have bought myself a MacBook. This my mum is very much of the mindset of like, investing in things that last and things that are, and in yourself and buying good quality things. And, I mean, she's right. She's my mum. Um, but all the expensive items I own, my mum has bought them for me. And it's not that she's rich, she'll save, like she would rather save for a year and buy me something good than not. So she actually saved and then ended up getting me a MacBook and I have not looked back. And I think because I'm so attached to it, we're gonna keep riding until God forbid it stops working. Mm, yeah, I do think it will be quite free. And I used to do like doodles as well, which would be really nice and relaxing. Um, oh, Nicole, that's why. That's doing it on your phone is difficult, I feel. Like it because the screen is so small. I feel in my head that may not be true. And I'm guessing the program itself works the same way. But still, um, we can we could probably like chat on Instagram one day and I'll tell you what I do. Because the program is the same. I think it's the size that's the main difference. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, if you have a Mac, it's easier on the Mac, I think. Yeah, may need an upgrade. It's been upgraded, but it's a workhorse. Like I work it all the time. But that I think is one of the limiting factors, the 4 hours to save. And also like I was trying to vlog my time in July, but it's been like quite up and down. So I didn't want to bring anyone else down with me. So I don't know if I will do it. But in one of the clips I'm trying to edit. And I was like, just so that people can see what I'm going through, like I click on something and I have to wait 10 seconds with the round thing and then it like clicks on it and then I like cut it and I have to wait 10 seconds for it to cut. So it does add up. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. Frugal, very true, Will. Very, very frugal. No, my mom spoils me. She's very, very, very sweet. Like, yeah. My nice handbag is from my and to be honest, I can't lie, my whole family. I think I am the frugal one. My whole other family are very they're not as frugal. They will save and buy good quality things. I will be like, actually, I'm fine without it, like without anything. So, for example, so what I was using before was my lapel mic, which is £8 from Amazon, and it works. It's not perfect. It needed a few tweaks, but it works. And it improved the audio so much from compared to using my phone. But my sister for Christmas got me this. So the audio is a lot better. You see? We're like that. And like the lighting that I'm using, I have a lamp on my desk that my mum got me like 5 years ago before YouTube, but just in general, she wanted me to have a good light because I was studying. Still have it, still works because she invested in good quality light. The lighting above me is from my sister, my other sister. Um, you'll soon get the get the picture. Everything nice I have has either been bought for me or saved. Yeah, I think it would be. I tried to. The other thing is that the battery is dying. So apparently I've done so many life cycles or something that the battery needs to be serviced. And I asked them, how does that is that like a walk in, do it, walk out kind of job? Like just pop out the back and change the battery. And they said it could take up to two or more weeks. Can you imagine me for 2 weeks with no YouTube, no Mac, no like I don't- so I just like held it to my chest and ran out of the Apple store. But I guess what I should do is plan a time where I would be happy without having my Mac for 2 weeks and pre-arrange the YouTube videos and accept I won't have any TV or respond to emails or but yeah, it needs a lot of work. Yeah, Will. No, it's. I think it's a good trait. Yeah, no. Like I said, first seven, my family. My my family are my best friends. Um, and I wish I could show you our chat without it being a complete invasion of their privacy. Hence why I won't do it. But yeah, I messaged and I'd be like, "Oh, because someone gave a super chat yesterday." So I was like somebody gave because I didn't know what a super chat was. So I was like, look. After Googling for like 20 minutes to be like, what is this? What does this symbol mean? I eventually realized. So they were cheering me on for that. And every time someone joins Kofi, I will tell them and be like, look, somebody has joined. And yeah, um, they're very, very sweet. Your battery started swelling. Yeah, that I mean mine isn't swollen, but it's definitely on a downward trajectory, unfortunately. Huh, that is a problem. I'll book myself a holiday. Oh, but a holiday without Mac, is it even worth it? I'm joking. I tried to do I did a I mean, I say try because it was meant to be a detox, dopamine detox. So, didn't go on Instagram and I haven't watched TV shows and things like that. I say tried because I just ended up replacing it with other things. But in theory, I could do that, take a break from my Mac, take a break from the internet for 2 weeks. I did it for a month. Like I lost no, my phone died, like just switched off, didn't come back on. So for a whole month, I didn't have a phone. And it was actually quite liberating. It did mean that once I did get a phone, it was quite hard to get back into the swing of like replying to messages and, all that stuff. But not having a phone was actually quite nice. For everyone who is new here and who's wondering why this is called the Kofi spoilers, it is because I started a Kofi, which is a community where we all chat like we're doing now, and we share art that we're doing, and I share monthly art challenges, and it's essentially similar to a Patreon but less fees for the creator, so more goes back into YouTube. And as part of the spoilers, as a thank you to everyone who has joined and everyone who joins today, so that I can actually get to the post office, I have been creating dot cards. Can you see? So I created those dot cards and then I started swatching another set of watercolors, these ones, which are by Supervision. And they were so shockingly beautiful that I then also felt compelled to swatch those out. So I've been creating mini swatches of those as well. Plus or minus also sending my art. This isn't something that I will do every month. This is pretty much the only month that I will do it, or I will do it when I can afford to do so. At the moment, that is just this time. And depending on the weight, I may also include my art. I need to make sure that it is not too heavy because it's international shipping. And that's what we're doing. So if you want to join, please do. It is fun and we are super nice, I promise. I have not seen the Brooklyn Art Museum. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Will. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for joining Kofi. You are amazing, honestly. I'm humbled. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope you sleep well. I should also get to bed. I can't believe the sun is rising. The colors are so beautiful. Like honestly, I I thought I was a bit confused, and you'll see. This is a spoiler, by the way. I haven't released this video yet, but I am I've recorded the swatches and I'm going to edit it. So you'll see my original reactions. But I was not expecting it to be this beautiful. So it was very much a shock. So my plan was just to give these swatches, and you can see I was so offended by the Daniel Smith dot cards that I wanted to make sure that these dot cards that I'm sending are actually quite reasonable. Can you see? So they're all thick, you know? Do you see that? These ones, so I was checking the price, and it actually the Supervision ones are quite expensive. So I can't like literally pour out half a pan onto it. But what I'm going to do is send everyone an assortment of colors to mess around with, should they wish. But I need to write a note. Minty, you said no, right? But if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. More so if they're really, I mean, any questions in general are fine. But obviously, if you have any questions about Kofi, then I am here to answer them. Um, Part of the reason that I thought it would be nice to do this together as well is what I don't want to happen is I don't want people to want to join and not know about it, or want to join for the dot cards and then not know about it until it's too late. So that's why I have mentioned it so much. But um once I am satisfied that everyone who wants to join has joined, I will not mention it as much, only to thank everyone for supporting. But for now, and especially when I'm doing offers, I feel like it's a good time to answer any questions, alleviate any doubts. Yeah, no, I should go to sleep. I can't. The sun has risen. Um, but I will also make a note of the. I don't go on Facebook much, you know. I don't even think I know my password. Um, I considered with Kofi, I considered putting the community on Facebook. But the last time I used it, everything, like, I don't know, I feel like when I then went back, everything didn't make sense anymore. Like the order wasn't in the post weren't in chronological order anymore, and the pages, everything seemed more complex. But on top of that, on Discord, my aim is eventually to do lives like this, but for us to actually be able to talk to each other. So on Discord, it would almost be like a Zoom. We can sit there and chat back, um, which is a lot better and very useful when, for example, I'm doing painting, because quite often I'm looking up and down, up and down, up and down to check the paintings. So I wouldn't have to do that on Discord, because you would talk and I would hear you and we would chat with each other. So that was part of the reason why I also kind of decided to do it on there as opposed to Facebook. And then also it's like better organized, I feel. For what I have in mind, it's more fit for purpose. But ladies and gentlemen, I will be going to bed. Finally, I am sorry that I didn't do much painting. I want to create really nice paintings if I do so, and I almost feel like doing them at 5 a.m. when I haven't slept wouldn't quite yield the results that I was going for, which is why it was more of a relaxed, chill chat, answer questions, and do dot cards video. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined the live stream. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined Kofi. Thank you, Will, for the super chat. You guys have made my night, and I am so glad. I'm so glad that I haven't slept. I may seem a little bit delirious. I will probably save this video as unlisted and then look back part of it to make sure that I didn't make a fool of myself. But thank you so much for joining. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Definitely remember to check out the Ko-fi, especially if you want to get the dot cards, as it's a 2-day only offer. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and good night. You guys are still here, right? No one is saying anything. Okay, you're still here. Good night. Good night. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you. Yeah, I'll sleep. I'll sleep like a baby for a few hours. Oh, hi, Gyurko. Thank you. I'm sorry. Next time I'll paint, I promise. I just don't have a second camera today. Good night.